have to. So God doesn't tell the Gentiles we need to do this. This is between him and the Israelites. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. God said to Abraham, as for Sarah, your wife, you are no longer to call her Sarai, Sarai. Her name will be Sarah, Sara. I keep saying Sarah, but it was Abram and Sarai. Now her name is Sarah. I will bless her, and I will surely give you a son by her. I will bless her so that she will be the mother of nations. Kings of people will come down. Abraham fell face down laughing. He fell on the floor laughing at God. And he's called, in the New Testament, when Abraham's discussed, it's talked about he was counted righteous for his faith. I'm like, he didn't have faith. He's sitting there laughing at God. He laughed in his face, in the face of God. But eventually he believed him. And so God counted that as faith. God is so graceful to us. And he says, will a son be born to a man 100 years old? Will Sarah bear a child at age 90? And this is, if only Ishmael might live under your blessing. Now that's the child that was just had not by Sarah, but by her maidservant Hagar. And God said, yes, but your wife Sarah will bear you a son. And you will call him Isaac. Ishmael and Isaac. Isaac is the Jewish side, okay? The Israel side. I will establish my covenant with him. Very clearly, the covenant is with Isaac. The land is given to Isaac. Ishmael will get his own and his own nations, but that is not what God is establishing. He is given compassion and a plan for Hagar and her son Ishmael and their land, but it's not this land. And it's still not that land. There's another land that was given to them. And as for Ishmael, I have heard you. I will surely bless him. I will make him fruitful. I will increase his numbers. He will be the father of 12 rulers, and I will make him into a great nation. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear to you by this time next year. When he has finished speaking with Abraham, God went up from him. So on that very day, he took up his son Ishmael and all those born in the household and were bought with his money, every male in his household, and had them all circumcised, as God told them. So in other words, not just Isaac once he's born, but Ishmael, every slave, every servant, everybody who is a member of his household, meaning and living in his home, I guess even working for him, everybody's got to be circumcised. All right. It's almost like a branding. It's saying you're mine. Okay? And God saying everything that is yours, that you own and possess. And human beings, these people living under your household, whether they are born of you or bought by you, they're yours. And everything that is yours is mine. And here's my stamp. And every other male in the household, including those born in the household or bought from a foreigner, was circumcised with him. Now we get to chapter 18, Sodom and Gomorrah. So God appears to Abraham, now it's Abraham, near the trees of Mamre, where he was sitting at the entrance of his tent in the heat of the day. It's interesting that he says things like that, so detailed about just what the temperature was, what the name of the tree was, so that if you could find this one day, I don't know. But then we don't totally understand this whole thing that's going on here. So, the visit of the three visitors. Lord appears. Okay. Abraham is sitting in the heat of the day. He looks up and he sees three men. Do you think he's hallucinating? No. Why did God tell you it was the heat of the day? It was just hot. So don't let people tell you it was a vision. It wasn't real. It's like, no. He says there were three visitors. Standing nearby, when he saw them, he hurried from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bowed low to the ground. He said, if I have found favor in your eyes, do not pass your servant by. Okay, these aren't just three regular men, y'all. Let a little water be brought, and then you may all wash your feet and rest under this tree. In other words, get out of the heat. Let me get you something to eat so you can be refreshed and then go on your way. Now that you have come to your servant. Who are these three men that he would call himself their servant? Very well, they answered, do as you say. So Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah and said, quick, get 3 seths, which it says here, that is probably about 36 pounds, or about 16 kilos, of the finest flour and knead it and make some bread. Get some bread, fresh bread for these guys. And water. Wash their feet and give them plenty to refresh themselves. This is a bigger story than we can go into right now, but we're still going to keep telling it, and then we're going to have a discussion another time. Then he ran